Nobody's immune to negative thoughts. Every single person on earth lives with them and has them. It's not something we can run away from, but it's something we can deal with and we can attack head on. Because negative thoughts, they aren't something that we should have to live with. They are merely a survival mechanism that we've evolved from when we were, a long time ago, analyzing and looking for threats. There are no threats now. The real threat is in your mind. It's yourself. So when these negative thoughts, they come at you, they start attacking you, what you need to do is you need to step back and understand that you're having negative thoughts. And take a step back and take a third person view and look at them, right? Hear them. You don't need to be doing too much or trying to counter them with positive thoughts because you know that don't work. You need to acknowledge them. And oftentimes these negative thoughts will say something. They're trying to tell you something, right? It's a survival mechanism. Whether it's something you need to do or something you don't need to do. They might just be something that, it might be a reflection of your own insecurities, things that you're not really sure about. The fear of the unknown is a big one. Or they might be telling you that you need to be doing things that you're not doing. Oftentimes we get these negative thoughts and then we drown them out with distractions, right? Our phone, music, whatever else that you may find as a distraction to drown out these thoughts. But you need to acknowledge them. You need to observe them, right? Because they tell you something. And how can we acknowledge them? There's a few things we can do. The biggest one I'd say is writing them down. Start journaling, right? When you have these thoughts laid down on a piece of paper, you can see them and you can start, deciphering them and understand that they're merely just thoughts. They aren't hurting you physically. You let them hurt you because you don't know what to do with them. But once you don't give them power and you put them on a piece of paper, you realize that this isn't anything crazy. I can deal with this. Now, going back to my point where some of these thoughts need action. They are telling you something that you need to do. So what do? Well, sometimes these thoughts can make you anxious about your life, whether it's your job, maybe a family situation, friends that you're not sure you enjoy. And so in those cases, you must take action, right? You need to do something about this. And oftentimes these things, they don't take a short period of time, right? They're not quick. And so that's why you need to start building these habits of identifying these bad thoughts and do something about it, right? You need to write them down and start building this good habit of acknowledging it, right? Acknowledging it and writing it down and doing something positive about it. I think for a long time, I used isolation to kind of run away from these negative thoughts. I wouldn't talk to anybody about it. And I would hold this pressure, this internal pressure of negativity in my mind for so long. And once you learned that all you needed to do was just let it go, acknowledge it and let it go. Write it down on a piece of paper and fucking forget about it, right? I like to use a metaphor that a negative thought is kind of like a bad interaction with somebody in public, right? You might be walking and somebody bumps into you they don't say sorry, and they keep on going. You have two decisions there. You can either be mad at that guy, maybe swear at, do whatever it is, right? Get mad at him, let that ruin your day, or you can let it go. Let that shit go in the past. That doesn't affect you, right? Life is full of little decisions, but once you start making those right decisions, they start to compound. You start feeling much better. So if I can give you a resume, not a resume, but a breakdown of how to simply, like a simple breakdown of how to deal with these negative thoughts is, number one, acknowledging them. Whether that be sitting alone and just listening to these thoughts for 5 minutes, putting on a timer, or writing them down. You must acknowledge these things. You can't distract yourself and drown them out with other things, because they're just going to continue on. And they're never going to stop if you don't do that, or if you do. And number two, you need to acknowledge the fact that some of these things, they need action, and take that action. Or if they don't need you to do anything, you let them go. Let them go in the wind, like a leaf in the wind. Okay? And that's it. You don't need to overcomplicate your life. You just need to be present and be intentional with your actions. Have a good day.